So today in my world, it is the 4th of July, and here in America, on the 4th of July, we like to do things like set off illegal fireworks within the city limits, have a front yard barbecue at our cousin's house while we get into a drunken fight with one of his neighbors. Yeah. Let's take a break from all that, though, and let's talk about some sneakers and other things like cool colors. Because on the 4th of July, Americans like to wear red, white, and blue colors, like on this baseball cap, or red, white, and blue on my Seiko SKX009, or the red, white, and blue on the sneakers that are in this box right here. I got some Reebok pumps. We're going to break it out old school, the red, white, and blue colors, and I'm going to give you a little bit of history about the Reebok pumps coming up right now. So here we are, Reebok pumps. Yeah, I know we're talking about America today. It's just funny, I want to note, box is made in China and the sneakers themselves are made in Vietnam. So not a whole lot of America stuff going on here, but the inspiration, the idea, the whole attitude is American. So the Reebok pumps, these guys really rose to prominence back in 1990. Reebok wanted to partner with Design Continuum to create a bladder system in the sneaker which would protect the ankle. Paul Litchfield was the main guy, the designer, that was spearheading the project to kind of create the sneaker. Now, unlike the Air Jordans, these are the Air Jordan mids, not the same as the originals from the 1980s. The Jordans had an air pocket system here in the heel, and they would propel you. They would help you leap and jump higher, creating that cushion in the heel to make you bounce and jump higher. Whereas the Reeboks didn't want to focus on that. The Reeboks were using their hexalite stuff in the heel for the bounciness, which had air in it, but they really wanted to focus more on the safety of it, creating a pressure system around the ankle which kept you from hurting your ankle, and that's what they did with the pump. This had an air bladder system throughout the tongue that helped create a tightness around your ankle and made it a little bit safer for you to land. The Design Continuum company, their idea was taken from a medical device. So like after a foot surgery, they had this pocket bladder system that you would slide your foot in and it would create pressure and it would help move the blood in and out of the foot to kind of help you heal a little bit faster. Same principle was added to this, but the cost of the bladder system was like $170 just for the bladder system and for it to be incorporated into the shoe without having to have an external pump. Nike came out with a pump sneaker also, but the pump was outside the shoe and you had to attach it and air it up. The Reeboks, they were built into the sneaker. That was enough to kind of create that pressure around the ankle and help keep them, nice and tight. Another reason that people really liked these also in the 90s was because kids would outgrow their sneakers pretty fast and parents didn't want to have to keep on buying sneakers, so they might buy the sneakers a size to a size and a half bigger and allow their kids to pump them up and keep them tighter. And then they could grow into them because kids obviously would outgrow their sneakers before they would wear out the actual sole of the sneaker itself or the leather. So yeah, they were pricey though. These guys were about $150 to $170 for a pair of pumps. Needless to say, I did not have a pair of Reebok pumps when I was growing up. Leather around the toe box, leather trim, really nice hard plastic lace grabbers right here, like to help keep them nice and taut around your foot. Very well designed, very little overspray or paint splatter or glue overspray. They're actually pretty well done. They have a nice premium feel to them and they don't, have that cheapness to them. I really do like all the stitching. So all the logos that you see all around the sneaker are all done in stitching. They're not application, they're actual fabric and actual thread stitched all around the sneaker, and that's really a nice feature. Even right here on the actual tongue itself, I'm going to show you guys the Reebok basketball right here. This is stitched in there. And then you have the bladder system in the tongue, which you kind of feel it in there, the little tubing and whatnot in there. It actuates with the little pump logo basketball right here. As you pump it up, that's what fills up the air. And that was their solution also to how to go about filling up the sneakers with air. Instead of having some weird pump system on the outside or a big old button, they just figured, let's just create a cool logo that also functions as the air pump. And there you go. And then right off to the side of it right here, there's another little button that you'll kind of see, and that's how you release the air out of the sneakers. On the foot, they feel great. Your foot slides in and it's comfortable. They put a really good insole in the sneaker to really make it feel good. And then this material along the tongue and on the side over here, it's really premium feeling and super soft. You could probably get away with wearing these sneakers with no socks and still feel comfortable and not feel like it's just, you know, ripping your foot apart. And the insole itself is nice. Decent insole with the Reebok pump logo there and Reebok branded on the insole and a nice high arch. Let's take a quick look on the inside of the shoe here. Look at that stitching done in there. It's well done. It doesn't have a cheap feel, especially like there's some throwback sneakers that you'll see that, you know, they kind of just have a cheap feel. If you look at the Reebok Club MEMTs, those sneakers have a really cheap feel to them, especially when you push on the heel, on the sole. When you push on the sole of these, it's rigid and hard like an actual basketball shoe should be. It doesn't feel like your finger can push right through the sole, which is great. And this sole is actually made really well. I love the colorway with the hexalite window right here. The sneakers overall do have a very premium, very nice feel to it. These are a size 10, and they put this little logo there with a stitched in tab, which has the Reebok Pumps logo there, and on the other side, it shows the size. These are a size 10, and these weigh 1 pound, 2 ounces. The sole feels great when you wear it. It doesn't really feel cheap. Now I have some Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones kind of have that chunky feel to them, right? They have that chunky beefiness to them that when you're wearing them, they kind of feel like, you know, clogs almost. They're just heavy, dense shoes. These have that heavy, dense feel in a way, but they feel lighter. As opposed to the Air Force Ones, they take some time to break in and they feel kind of chunky at first. And then once they break in, they feel a bit more comfortable. These kind of have a more comfortable feeling right off the bat. So yeah, there you go. There's a little bit of history about the Reebok pumps, and they rose to popularity when D. Brown won the NBA Slam Dunk competition wearing his black Reebok pumps. I believe it was with orange trim, and he pumped them up right before he did his no-look dunk.
I went down and did it. I think it just kind of blew everybody away.
Well, hey, here's showmanship right here.
You know, I got to the rim, and once I got there and dunked it, so it was a great feeling.
Blind dunk.
And it's funny that he pumped them up because pumping them up really didn't serve any purpose to the actual performance of the sneaker, of him being able to jump higher. It was more of the landing that it helped. But of course, when he did that, everybody saw it, including me, watched it live, and I just thought, oh my God, I want those sneakers. Of course, I couldn't afford them, but I think everybody really saw those sneakers on that NBA dunk competition, and they just thought, I want those. And that's when they really started to take off and become huge. Anyways, I hope you dig them. I dig them. Roland digs it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Are these pretty cool? Are they not cool? Are they ultimate retro styling? Do you gotta go get a pair? If you do have to get a pair, by the way, look in the description below. I put a link to where you can buy some, or you can just go to Reebok's website. These are getting a little bit harder to find, but I'll put a couple of links in the description below where you can find these, hopefully, and get yourself a pair. But the red, white, and blues, they're getting a little bit harder to find, but either way, in the description below, there's Reebok pump links to where you can get yours and hopefully enjoy them, and tell me what you think and whether you like them or not, and whether you dig them. Anyways, all right, Thanks. Enjoy your 4th of July if you are watching this on 4th of July. And like and subscribe. Catch you guys next time.